Okay, so I want to talk about power chords here, and I want to talk about movable power chords first and foremost for our purposes. Power chords use same shape all the time. I'm going to have, let's say, my pointer finger here on the 6th string 1st fret, and I'm going to have either the pinky or the ring finger, whichever one's more comfortable, on the next string 5th string 3rd fret. So they're my two notes, and really those are the only two notes that I'm going to play. If you can see that my right hand motion here is very small. I have it actually is more of the thumb and the wrist rather than the whole hand. That way I can get the only two strings that I need. Everything else is muted. So even if I do this, I'm not going to get any of those notes to interrupt, but I still try to keep it just these two notes. Very small motion. I can do this anywhere I want across the neck. 2nd fret. Notice how the two fingers move together. It's really important to make sure that these two fingers are 2 frets apart. If the pointer finger is at the 2nd fret, ring fingers 2nd plus 2 at the 4th fret. If it's like this, if my pointer finger is at the 5th fret, ring finger is going to be at the 5th fret plus 2 and on the 5th string. Or pinky. And so on. I can do the same thing on the next set of strings. My pointer finger is on the 5th string 1st fret. My pinky or ring is on the 4th string 2 frets above. So that will make it 3rd fret. 1 plus 2. And again, I can use this all over the place. Yeah, I'm mostly going to be around this area here because that's when you get the most oomph for your power chords. So the key is to place your pointer finger on the right location based on the note that you're looking for. And for that you have to memorize the notes on the 6th string and on the 5th string. Let's start with the 6th string. When I have it here on the 1st fret, this is an F chord. So if I say play an F power chord, you're going to place that power chord right here at this location. If I say play G, you're going to be here at the 3rd fret. If I say an A is at the 5th fret. So this is my A power chord. The 7th fret will give me a B. 8th fret would give me a C. And 10th fret would give me a D. So if I have to play, let's say, G, F, C, G, it would be G, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C all the way up at the 8th fret, and back to G. As you can see, that really requires me to travel quite a bit across the neck all over the place. So it's important for me to know the notes on the 5th string as well. For example, the C, well, if I have at the 2nd fret, if I put my power chord at the 2nd fret, we get a B chord. If I do it at the 3rd fret, it's a C. If I do it at the 5th fret, it's a D. If I do it at the 7th fret, it's an E. If I do it at the 8th fret, I have an F. And if I do it at the 10th fret, I get a G. So now if we're going back to the chord progression that I was saying earlier, G, F, C, G, from F to G it's pretty easy to move, but when I have to go to C, I don't have to jump all the way across to the end of the neck. I can just go here. It makes it really easy to come back to G, because then I just have to move from my fifth, basically move the power chord from being on the 5th fret back to the 6th string. The last thing we have to talk about is sharps and flats in the midst of all these chords, because we got a lot of frets that we didn't cover. What's the 2nd fret on the 6th string? What's the 1st fret on the 5th string, and so on. For that purpose, we have sharps and flats. And why is it that we don't have just a separate letter for each fret? It's a long theory explanation that is going to be a big waste of time to explain. Well, the idea is that, for example, if we use flats, what we do is we subtract 1 fret from wherever we're at. So, for example, if I want to play a G flat, I take a G, which happens to be at the 6th string 3rd fret, and this was at the 3rd fret minus 1 will put me at the 2nd fret. So there's my G flat. If I wanted to play a B flat, I would take a B, which happens to be at the 7th fret, and move it 7 minus 1. I will move it to the 6th fret, and there's my B. And there's my B flat. This trick works also off the 5th string. For example, if I wanted to play a D flat. There's my D on the 5th string, 5th fret, and D 5 minus 1 would give me the 4th fret, and there's my D flat power chord. So, and that's how I can apply it. So, for example, if I have to play a chord progression that goes, let's say, C to a G. So I got C at the 8th fret. If I'm using strictly 6th fret, let's apply this to chord progressions. Let's say I want to play a C, a G, a B flat, and back to G. I have a C on the 8th fret to a G on the 3rd fret, to a B flat on the 6th fret. Remember, B was at the 7th fret, and back to G at the 3rd fret. As you can see, I have quite a bit of traveling around to do here. So what I can do is use a C at the 5th string 3rd fret, and I can go back up to G on the 6th string 3rd fret. Then I have a B flat, which I can go back to the 6th string 6th fret, or I can go to the 5th string 1st fret, and saves me a little bit of a trip. So I got C, G, B flat, G. And there's my progression. One thing that I should point out is with the power chords, it doesn't matter if a chord is major or minor. Which means, so if I have to play a G major, I play a G power chord. If I have to play a G minor, I'm still playing the same power chord. So let's say if I have a progression goes A flat, 4th fret, to a B flat, to a G minor, to a G, it stays the same. Here's another chord progression example that you can use for this. I'm going to go C, 5th string, 3rd fret, A flat, 6th string, 4th fret, B flat, 5th string, 1st fret, and back to C on this 5th string, 3rd fret. And I can try it in different places. There's my C, A flat. I'm doing the B here, the B flat. On the 6th string, 6th fret, and back to C. Just for fun, this is what happens. A good way to practice this is also with the actual distortion, with that crunchy hard rock sound, because it really forces you to clean your act. They can't do this. The distortion will really make all the bad notes come out alive, but it sounds really cool when you add that effect. Most amps will have a button to give you that effect. That'll give you that hard rock effect that you want to get sometimes for a rock band.